Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fall Convocation 2005. Would you please join our vocalist, Clint Hagel, in the singing of O Canada, and would you please remain standing after that for the invocation.
I invite you to pray with me. Loving God, we give thanks that we are able to gather with family and friends to celebrate the culmination of many years of study. As students gathered here today receive their degrees and certificates, we are grateful for family and friends, faculty and staff who have offered their encouragement and support throughout the years. Grant all who are convocating today the wisdom and the courage to use their chosen vocation to serve the needs of all people in daily life. May we learn to seek justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with our God. Amen.
Please be seated. My name's Lee Pennock. I'm the University Secretary, and I'm very pleased to introduce to all of you this morning the members of our platform party. I would ask you to hold your applause until all of the members of the platform party have been introduced, and I'd like to start on my extreme left, your right, with Trevor Gamble, Associate Dean, College of Graduate Studies and Research, Vivian Heinel, Associate Dean, College of Education, Claude Lagu, Dean, College of Engineering, Cecilia Reynolds, Dean, College of Education, Dennis Gorecki, Dean, College of Pharmacy and Nutrition, Carol Rogers, Dean, College of Kinesiology, Lynn Pearson, Dean, College of Commerce, Michael Atkinson, Provost and Vice President, Academic, Peter McKinnon, our President, Tom Malloy, our Chancellor, Garth Fredrickson, Chair of the University of Regina Board of Governors, Martha Piper, the recipient of today's honorary Doctor of Laws degree, Richard Florazone, Vice President of Finance and Resources, Ding-Yu Peng, recipient of the earned Doctor of Science degree, Simon Kitewayhat, our Elder, Rita Falkenstern, University Chaplain, Joy Crawford, University Alumni President, Kelly McInnes, Director of Student Record Services and Registrar. In the second row, Bob Tyler, Associate Dean, College of Agriculture, Nola Burr, Associate Dean, College of Commerce, Joan Sawatsky, Dean, College of Nursing, Brent Cotter, Dean, College of Law, Brian Harvey, the recipient of the Alumni Award of Achievement, Lily Wu, recipient of the Distinguished Researcher Award, Karen Shad, recipient of the Master Teacher Award. Jeremy Haig, recipient of the J.W. George Ivany Internationalization Award. Kevin Weitenheimer, Director of the University Services Branch, Department of Learning. Jonathan Anuik, President of the University of Saskatchewan Graduate Students Association. Mary Baisley, a member of our Senate. Sheila Pocha, member of Senate. John Bumbach, member of Senate. Mavis Moore, member of Senate. Judy Bozuetsky, member of our Board of Governors. Lily Krause, member of Senate. Bernie Trischuk, member of Senate. And Laurel Krause, also a member of Senate. In the third row, Graham Scholes, Associate Dean of the College of Agriculture. Norm Rawlings, Associate Dean, Western College of Veterinary Medicine. David Hanna, Associate Vice President, Student and Enrollment Services. Paul Becker, Associate Vice President, Facilities Management. Tom Faulkner, President of St. Andrew's College. David Dodds, Head, Electrical Engineering. Robert Harasimchuk, President of St. Peter's College. Kurt Tischler, Manager of the International Students Office. Neetha Dick, Dean of Nursing of the SciAS Kelsey Campus. Liz Harrison, Associate Dean of Physical Therapy and Interprofessional Health Sciences Education. Rick Bunt, Associate Vice President, Information and Communications Technology. And Barb Daigle, Associate Vice President, Human Resources. And as well, please show your appreciation to the faculty seated behind the platform party who are here today to support all of the students who are graduating today. And I'd ask them to rise as well.
Eminent Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you and to convocation this morning Dr. Martha Piper, President of the University of British Columbia. One university may honor the leader of another university for many different reasons. A noteworthy academic career, distinguished service in guiding a prominent institution, valued engagement in public policy, or an important role in effecting change in the discourse of the academy. All of these reasons are present in our recognition of the career of Dr. Piper. Her academic achievements alone merit appreciation. After study at the universities of Michigan and Connecticut, she received her PhD at McGill University. She served as director of the School of Physical and Occupational Therapy at McGill, and her teaching and research focused on early identification of the developmentally delayed infant and assessment of approaches to the treatment of physically and mentally handicapped children. Her publications are many, including and in particular her co-authorship of the book Motor Assessment of the Developing Infant. In 1985, Dr. Piper became Dean of the Faculty of Rehabilitation Medicine at the University of Alberta, and in 1993, she was appointed Vice President Research of the same university, where she was and is widely recognized for her contributions to its research success. Dr. Piper became the 11th President of the University of British Columbia in 1997, and she is recognized today as one of the outstanding university leaders at UBC and among Canadian universities as a whole. The midpoint of a presidency typically brings a judgment informed by a track record. And it was at such a point in 2002 that the UBC Board of Governors observed that Martha Piper has provided unprecedented leadership that extends throughout our country. Her colleagues at universities across Canada would second the judgment. She has worked with great effect for her own university and for Canadian universities generally, and her work is associated with many national initiatives, including the Canada Research Chairs Program. Earlier this year, she was described by one national newspaper as Canada's best university president. I don't know about that. Dr. Piper's voice has been influential in support of the breadth of the university mission. In 2002, she delivered the prestigious Killam Lecture titled Building a Civil Society, a New Role for the Human Sciences. No recent public lecture that I am aware of has been as widely cited and quoted as this one, and it was highly influential in support of the recognition of the importance of the humanities and social sciences in the academy and in our society generally. Dr. Piper's professional and community service is extensive, and she has been an example to many, including myself, for her great leadership and for her support of collegiality. Eminent Chancellor, it is with particular joy that I present to you Dr. Martha Piper and ask that you confer upon her the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the legislature of this province, with the consent of the University Senate, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa and invest you with all of the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, distinguished guests, fellow graduates. It is an enormous honor to stand here today, an immense honor to stand with all of you who have worked so hard to get here. I would like to begin by thanking the Senate of this great university for bestowing this incredible honor upon me. I am truly humbled by the recognition, even though I believe that a life spent in pursuit of recognition is a life of wasted opportunity. But I have to admit that when recognition comes, and especially when it comes unexpectedly, and from people whom I have the highest regard, it is a very rich reward indeed. Thank you very, very much. Now, in the list of people for whom I have the highest regard, I also want to acknowledge and thank Dr. Peter McKinnon, your president, the other best president of this country. Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that he has distinguished himself here in Saskatoon, that he has helped secure the University of Saskatchewan's reputation as one of the most important research universities in this country. But what you may not know, however, is how prominent a role he has also played and continues to play on the national stage. As the current chair of the Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada, President McKinnon has shown a wealth of energy and a breadth of vision that has proved him to be an extraordinary national leader. It is a pleasure and a privilege to call him a friend and colleague. But enough about us. Today is rightfully about you, the graduating students of the University of Saskatchewan. The ceremony we mark today signals an important milestone in your personal lives and in the lives of those who have supported you in your educational efforts. We all applaud you on your accomplishments and celebrate with you the importance of this very special occasion. And having done so, having celebrated your success and congratulated you for your efforts today, tomorrow we send you out into the big, wide, exciting, and sometimes scary world. Now, while it may seem unique to you, the world has always been big, wide, exciting, and sometimes scary. Over 50 years ago, I experienced the usual childhood fears. Spiders, mice, and snakes all evoked similar reactions, screams, panic, and flight. Yet there was one fear that aroused a deeper response. Whenever a storm accompanied by thunder and lightning occurred, I would flee for cover and hide under my bed. I was certain this dark, secure environment would protect me from all of the storm's fury. Now, one day in the middle of such a storm, my father actually knelt down and pushed two things under the bed: a book and a flashlight. He suggested gently that I might find more comfort in reading than in hiding under the bed. Switching on the flashlight, I discovered a children's book on weather, with pictures of clouds and storms and descriptions of thunder and lightning. I became fascinated, forgetting the storm, trading my fear for interest and wonder. It was a critical moment in my life. I began to experience the power of knowledge and understanding. I began to recognize that information and insight are stronger than superstition and fear. Today, as you graduate from U of S, I know that you are entering a world of uncertainty, a world full of storms of every kind. Our southern neighbors have recently weathered 2 hurricanes and are currently in the midst of another. Hurricanes so violent that they have humbled the strongest and wealthiest nation on earth. The horrendous tsunami and the recent earthquake in Pakistan remind us of the incredible devastation and destruction that accompany such natural disasters. Our shrinking world also faces a host of other challenges. Since the turn of the century, we have seen the horror of September 11th and its aftermath, the war in Iraq, and the ongoing concerns surrounding North Korea and the Middle East. We have seen corporate scandals like Enron and WorldCom, and public health catastrophes like SARS, the avian flu, and mad cow disease. Now, while none of these threats are to be dismissed lightly, we must not address them by hiding under the bed. Indeed, we must confront the issues that frighten us. We must apply our knowledge and understanding to solve the issues of global terrorism, ethnic profiling, human rights abuses, environmental catastrophes, corporate scandals, and the mysteries of new viruses. If we are to achieve the goal of building a civil and sustainable society, one in which individuals can express themselves without fear, exercise their individual human rights, and live in healthy, safe, respectful, and economically strong and trusting communities, we must overcome our fears. We must apply our intellect and insight to the benefit of a democratic society within an increasingly complex global environment. You must do that. And if that sounds like a huge responsibility, I hope that you know that you are uniquely qualified in this world to show just that kind of leadership, to build and strengthen a civil and sustainable society. You leave this university, the University of Saskatchewan, armed with knowledge and understanding that allow you to know who you are and what you believe in. Knowledge and understanding that result in innovation and creativity, knowledge and understanding that form the basis of tolerance and respect for others, regardless of differences in gender, ethnicity, religion, or social status. Knowledge and understanding that can overcome the hostilities, suspicions, and barriers generated from fear, ignorance, and mistrust. Martha Nussbaum from the University of Chicago notes in her book, Cultivating Humanity, that education produces free citizens. Citizens who are free not because of wealth or birth, but because they can call their minds their own. Citizens who have ownership of their own thought and speech. Citizens who can live without fear. The association of freedom with education is well understood in today's world. Consider the plight of Afghani women. Under the Taliban, there were few opportunities for women to realize their own potential or contribute to the development of their society. Now, belatedly, women may attend school and university. They can free themselves from the yoke of ignorance and fear that held them in subjection. Your education right here has allowed you to cultivate the freedom of your mind. And today, we acknowledge that education and celebrate that freedom. But we also challenge you to make the most of this gift in whatever your field or discipline for the betterment of humankind. We challenge you to assist others less fortunate, to advance the rights of the disadvantaged, to give of your time selflessly to build community and contribute to the development of a civil society. Whether it's through your contributions to the performing and creative arts, engineering, legal affairs, medicine, nursing, nutrition, pharmacy, agriculture, kinesiology, commerce, veterinary medicine, or education, you will shape society's actions. You will work to find solutions to some of our most pressing problems. Illiteracy, crime and violence, human rights, health promotion and disease prevention, global food and water security, and the education of children in our inner city schools. And by so doing, you will ensure that the values we cherish as Canadians are advanced. By all means, think about the issues that would frighten any intelligent child. Face those fears, but do so with optimism, with the absolute conviction that solutions are there for the finding and that you are among the best prepared problem solvers in the history of education. Once again, let me offer my most sincere congratulations to each and every one of you. You have all worked incredibly hard to obtain the degrees you will be awarded today. We revel in your accomplishments and take enormous pride in your achievements. Please accept my best wishes for your own health, happiness, and personal fulfillment. We all wish you every future success. Thank you very much.
I invite Dr. Ding Yang Peng to come forward. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Council, I present to you Ding Yu Peng. Dr. Ding Yu Peng is Professor of Chemical Engineering and Graduate Chair in the Department of Chemical Engineering. He received his basic chemical engineering education at National Taiwan University in Taipei, and then in 1973 obtained a PhD in chemical engineering from the University of Missouri.
Having completed his PhD, in the same year Dr. Peng joined with Dr. D.B. Robinson at the University of Alberta, and it was during these early years of what was to become a stellar career that he made a remarkable discovery. He was able to logically develop the theory leading to a more accurate equation of state for predicting the phase behavior of mixtures of chemicals as they transformed between the gaseous and liquid states. His new equation was not only remarkable because of its accuracy, but also because of its simplicity and its ability to predict the density of the liquid phase. As such, the Peng-Robinson equation, as it became known, has subsequently been used in chemical engineering literature on thermodynamics in industrial practice and especially worldwide by the petroleum industry, contributing to enormous academic and economic breakthroughs over the past 25 years. There have been over 1,200 citations of the Peng-Robinson equation in 20 years, and that number is growing exponentially. Dr. Peng became a faculty member in chemical engineering at this University of Saskatchewan in 1984, and a mere 4 years later was promoted to full professor. His current research focuses on the development of environmentally friendly processes and improved products for the oil and gas industry. This work has led to awards such as the Canadian Gas Processors Award of Innovative Excellence and prestigious research grants, which includes Natural Science and Engineering Research Council Discovery Grants. One of his colleagues describes Professor Peng in these words: "In my 20 years of working with Peng, I have found him always to be highly professional and trustworthy. He has a great sense of humor and is always willing to participate in both the administrative and social functions of the department. He works very hard, 7 days a week in fact, even in his laboratory alongside his graduate students, and at a very high caliber, making it almost impossible for the rest of us to match his overall performance." Such is Dr. Peng's esteem among his colleagues worldwide that in 1997, the Canadian Chemical Engineering Conference devoted a special Peng-Robinson Symposium to honour the 20th anniversary of the PR equation, attracting prominent thermodynamicists from around the world. Yet, at the same time as he was being recognised internationally, Professor Peng found time to be a judge at Saskatoon School's science fairs. We are proud at the University of Saskatchewan to count Ding Yu Peng as one of our own and to honour him with the degree of Doctor of Science. Eminent Chancellor, I present to you Ding Yu Peng and ask that you will confer on him the degree of Doctor of Science.
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the legislature of this province, with the consent of the University Council, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining thereto.
Chancellor, guests, friends, and in particular members of the graduating class, I warmly welcome you to Fall Convocation 2005. Ceremonies are part of the life of the university, and Convocation is the most important ceremony of all. It is our celebration with you and for you of the commitment, hard work, and sacrifice that have brought you to this point in your lives. Our convocation today is enriched by the presence of the families and friends who have shared this journey with you, with its joys and setbacks, and the ultimate success that results in your procession across this stage to be admitted to your degrees by our Chancellor. In taking this short walk, you will join the company of 140,000 people who have received degrees from this university since its inception in 1907. Whether in public or in private life, whether on the provincial, national, or international stage, Our graduates have made significant contributions, magnificent contributions, to their professions and to their communities. As you join this proud tradition, I am confident that you will sustain it. My warmest congratulations to each and to all.